Namaste. Yoga Sutra. Into this Sutra 5 of Book 4. Mic check. Cool. There we go. Namaste. Prapurati pede Parayojakam Chitatamekam Manek Keshwam Chitatamekam Manek Keshwam Prapurati pede. Let me lower my volume, sorry. I have to pick like specific playlist when I'm doing Sanskrit readings. It's kind of weird. Prapurati pede Parayojakam Chitatamekam Manek Keshwam Prapurati pede Prayojakam Chitatamekam Manek Keshwam Chitatamekam Manek Keshwam. It's hard to read because it's broken into 2 lines. Bahunam Chitatanam Katameka Chitatang Pipraya Puraha Saram Katameka Chitatang Pipraya Puraha Sarang Prapurati Prapurati Salvachitatang Prayojakam Chitatamekam Nilmimite Tataha Prapurati Pedaha. I want to read the whole thing again. The music is just off. Prapurati Pede Prayojakam Chitatamekam Manekeshwam Bahunam Chitatanam Katameka Chitatang Piprayah Katameka Chitatang Pipraya Puraha Sarang Prapurati Salvachitatang Prayojakam Chitatamekam Nilmimite Tataha Prapurati Pedaha. Okay. Namaste. Good enough. While there is a variety of actions, the mind stuff which impels the many is one. How can many mind stuffs have their action provided with the purpose by a single mind stuff? The yogi makes a single mind stuff which impels all the mind stuffs. From this, the variety of actions is obtained. Okay. Next, Raghaveda. A little too early for me, maybe, but whatever. Fix the title now. So I forget. Raghaveda, Book 5, Hymn 14. Pretty short. There you go. Namaste. Agnim Sutomena Botaya Samitano Amaltiam Habyan Deveshu no Tatat Damatvareshevi Latem Devam Maltang Amaltiam Yajushatam Manushwa Janem Dam Hi Shashevanantang Ilotem Suruchang Devam Kurtashutu Kurtashuchutang Agnim Habyan Borulhavem 아그닐장 또 아로짜땅 그나는 다시운 지오티슈 다마흐 그나는 다시운 지오티슈 그나는 다시운 지오티슈 다마흐 아비는 다드강의 아빠흐 스바흐 아그니미 루에니암 까빔 크르타 버르셔탐 사파리아땅 베투 메 슈르너바드 팟 마무 베투 메 슈르너바드 타바무 슈르너바드 타바무 베투 메 슈르너바드 팟 마무 베투 메 슈르너바드 타바무 아그님 크르테낭 마버르투흐 스토메 필비시바 짤쇼 노마 누이마 스토메 필시바 짤쇼 누이마 아그님 크르테낭 마버르투흐 스토메 필비시바 짤쇼 누이마 아그님 크르테낭 마버르투흐 스토메 필비시바 짤쇼 누이마 스토메 필비시바 짤쇼 누이마 스토메 필비시바 짤쇼 누이마 스방 티 빌바짜 시우피흐 넘어서도 and kindling the immortal wake Agni with song of praise. May he bear our oblations to the gods. At high solemnities, mortal men glorify him, the immortal, best that sacrifice among mankind. That he may bear their gifts to heaven, all glorify him, Agni, God, with ladle that distilleth oil. Agni shone bright when born, with light killing the dasyus and the dark. He found the kind that floods the sun. Serve Agni, God adorable, the sage whose back is balm, with oil. Let him approach and hear my call. They have exalted Agni, God of all mankind, with oil and hymns of praise, devout and eloquent. Okay. Upanishad next. I think today's long chapter in Upanishad. Oh yeah. And then Mahabharata, which should be really short. So it kind of works out to the, if I could find this thing, Burahadara Nuya Upanishad. What is it? I like the D ending. Burahadara Nuya Upanishad. Whatever. Divi Kananda for, it's long, I know that. Oh, this is 5. Yeah, 5 is long too. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is still 5, sorry. 14 long, actually, yeah, 14. That's like 40 shlokas in a regular chapter. And from like a Purana or something. This is a regular shlokas. Look at that, 5. The 5th shloka is like 10 lines, 20 lines long. What the hell? 15 lines. Okay. Oof. This is gonna beat me up. I'm not even prepared. Oh, yes. It could be very powerful if I do this right, but I don't really care. I'm just reading. One reason why I read, Sanskrit daily is because I chant every day. If you just chant and not read any other Sanskrit, it might kill me. I mean, that's extreme, but extreme. But imagine you're chanting like 6 hours a day. You don't get to read any other Sanskrit besides those 8 words or so. It might not do me good. For real, That's one of the reasons why I read Sanskrit daily. Just put my mind off the same words over and over and over. Okay. There you go. Namaste. Atam Tatultam Brahumanama Maitreyi Hovangchang Yajnya Badakyam Udyan Syanam Bang Are Hamasama Tusatana Dasami Hanantan Tenayang Kantiya Yanyanantam Karabanuiti. Yeah, I mean, if you chant like 6 to 8 hours a day, and it like, this is oasis. What I'm doing for anybody who chants more than like 5 hours a day, this is oasis. I mean, if you know how to do it. Okay, namaste. Sang hovang chang maitreyi yanunu ma iyam pagoh salbang TV bitena bolno siat katam tena murutang siamiti nati hovang chang nyajina parakyo yathai bupakara no batang jivitam tathai vate jivitam siadamurutatu vasyantu nashasati pitutenati sang hovang cham maitreyi yanaham namurutang siam kimaham tena kuriyam yadeva bhagavanam vedam tadeva me bruhiti. Did I miss any word? That's the scariest thing. Not fitting everything. Sa hovan cham yajinya parakyaha puriyang patare nah sati puriyam pashasam ehyang susuvam bien kyan siami te bien jakusho no siantu me nidityan sasubati. Yeah, look at that. I gotta be careful. How do I do this? Just make sure I move it. I like large letters. I can't stand small letters. Okay, so I'll purposefully break it off so I could see. Sa hovang cham na bang are patiyuh kamaya patih puriyo bhavatiyat manasutu kamaya patih puriyo bhavati na bang are jayayai kamaya jaya puriyam bhavatiyat manasutu. Okay, so that's the only. I know there's more. Oh well. Kamayam jayam puriyam bhavati na bang are putranam kamaya putrahu puriyam bhavanantiyat manasutu kamaya putrahu puriyam bhavananti na bang are chit na bang are pitutasyam kamaya pitutam puriyam bhavatiyat manasutu kamaya pitutam puriyam bhavati na bang are brahmanoh kamaya brahma puriyam bhavatiyat manasutu kamaya brahma puriyam bhavati na bang are kushatrasyam kamaya kushatram puriyam bhavatiyat manasutu kamaya kushatram Priyam Pavati. Na bang are lokanam kamaya lokah Priyam Pavanantiyat Manasutu kamaya lokah Priyam Pavananti. Na imagine I missed that. If I missed na bang are devanam kamaya devah Priyam Pavanantiyat Manasutu kamaya tesha devah Priyam Pavananti. Na bang are putanam kamaya putani Priyanui Pavanantiyat Manasutu kamaya putani Priyanui Pavananti. Na bang are salvasyam kamaya salvam Priyam Pavatyat Manasutu kamaya salvam Priyam Pavatyat Mae bang are Drashatavyahu Shrotavyo Manantavyo Nidithya Sitavyo Maitreya Atmano bang are Darshanenam Shrapanuena Matyam Vichinya Nenedam Salvam Viditam. Just mark this is really long, man. Okay, so 14, 1/3 of the way through. Brahma Tam Parada Dionyatra Tamano Brahma Tam Parada Dionyatra Tamano Brahma Veda Kushatram Tam Parada Dionyatra Tamanaha Kushatram Veda Lokasatam Paraduryonyatra Tamano. Lokanam Veda Devasatam Paraduryonyatra Tamano Devanam Veda Putani Tam Paraduryonyatra Tamano Putani Veda Saivam Tam Paradad Yonyatra Tamanah Saivam Vededam Brahmedam Goshatramime Lokane Ime Devan Imani Putani Dam Salvam Yadayama Dama. The last word. Oh. Sa Yatan Dunundube Sa Yatan Dunundupe Haniyama Nasyana Bahyan Chabudan Chapgunuyad Bahyan Chabudan Chapgunu Bahyan Chabudan Chapgunuyad Grahanoya Nunundu Pasutu Grahanoenam Nunundu Pian Katasyan Pai Shabudo Grahitaha. Wow, my fridge is possessed. I know the reason for it too now, so I'm not surprised by it. Yeah, so I'm sorry if you don't believe in anything. I believe in nothing. That's from the Big Lebowski. I believe in nothing. Sorry. Sa yatane Shangankasya Tamayamanasya Na Bahyan Chabudan Chapgunuyad Bahyan Chabudan Chapgunuyad Grahanoyam Shangankasya tu Grahanuana Shangankatamasyam Pae Shabudo Kurohitaha. Very similar, huh? Shabudo Kurohitaha Samyatane Pinuyai Padyamanayai Na Pahyan Chabudan Chapkunuyad Grahanoya Pinuyai Tu Grahanuana Pinuvadasyam Pae Shabudo Kurohitaha. Yatal Draitagnera but Tagatuma. That must be, this is the hardest word right here, I think, for the chapter. Look at that. Not as bad as Srimad Bhagavatam. That's a killer. I mean, holy, 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 holy book. You mean a killer? Okay. Very intimidating. After this is easy, smooth sail. Mahabharata is the easiest I found is Ramayana. The Ramayana. Somebody may even object. Like, what do you mean? Ramayana is really, really hard. It's ancient. No, it's really easy. I don't know what you're reading, but it's the easiest for me. And you know, either that or Mahabharata. So yeah, it's top 3 easiest Vedic literature for me to read. I don't know why. Just designed that way. If you're wanting to be an actor, you know, studying Upanishad by itself will teach you how to act. I don't know if it makes sense. Yatal Draitagnera Pia Hitat Purtagatumae Pinisicharanan Dievam Bang Aresia Mahato Putasiam Nihoshivasita Metadu Yadrugubedo Yajulbedahu Samabedo Talbang Girasang. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna turn down my refrigerator. That's where the spirit is residing. It's kind of unfortunate. Let me just turn it down. It does this only when I'm doing Sanskrit stuff. Take that, post in the fridge. Here we go. Yatal Drautagnera Pia Hitat Purtagatumae Pinisicharanan Dievam Vange Aresia Mahato Putasya Nihoshivamita Metadu Nihoshivasita Metadu Yadrugubedo Yajulbedahu Samabedo Talbang Girasam Itihasaha Puranam Vidyang Upanishadaha Shlokaha Sutra Vyakyanani Vyakyanan Siyang Siyasa wow Siyasa Neo Yeah, this is the hardest word in this chapter. I am expecting an Amazon delivery. I just forgot. Let me see if it's here. If it's here, I'm gonna get it. Okay, it's 1 hour away. Okay, here, starting from this right here. Sorry about that. Not nia. Vyakhana niyosama veda satalbang gira sa sitiha sa supuranam. Vyakhana niyosama veda satalbang. Vyakhana niyosama veda satalbang gira sa sitiha sa supuranam sasiti. Vyakhana niyosama veda satalbang gira sasitiha sasupuranam. Almost. Vyakhana niyosama veda satalbang gira sasitiha sasupuranam. Vyakhana niyosama veda satalbang gira sasitiha sasupuranam. Taking that one. Vidyang Shadas Shlokas Sutra Nui. Wow. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas Sutra Nui. Let me just move this over so it doesn't look too crazy. Vidyang Upanishad Shlo. Vidyang Upanishad Shlo. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas. Vidyang Upanishad Shlo. Vidyang Upanishad Shlo. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas Sutra Nui. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas Sutra Nui. Almost. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas. Vidyang Jezebel went down. Wake up. Okay, cool. I want it to happen. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas. Vidyang Upanishad Shlokas Sutra Nui. Vyakhyanani. I'm going to start from here again. Vyakhyanani. Asyaivaitani. Dihoshivasitani. Interesting. I'm going to just look at this because I don't use the ending. I'm using a modified version because they modified it. I'm trying to modify it back. Okay. Should be easy, I think. Hopefully. Yatange Shaiva Samapam Samudra Ekayanamevam Ekayanamevam Salveshum Supashanam Devagekayanamevam Salveshum Ganantanam Nasikaikayanam Evam Salveshum Rasanam Jihuvaikayamevam Salveshum Rupanum Jakushurekayanamevam Salveshum Shabudanam Shroturamekayanamevam Salveshum Sangankalipanam Mana Ekayanam Evam Sarvasam Vidyanam Hridayamekayanamevam Salveshum Kaimanum Hasatavekayanamevam Salveshum Nanandanam Upasatam Ekayanam Evam Salveshum Visarganum Payurekayanam Salveshum Matana Panam Salveshum Matavanam Padavekayanamevam Salveshum Padanam Pagekanyanama. 3 left. 3. Yatam Sainan Tabakiliam Udake Prangasatam Udakameva Nubili Yatam Nam Ha Siode Gra Gra Ha Siode Gra Hano Yavam Nam Ha Siode Gra Hano Yaivan Siad Yatom Yatasatvan Diti Yatasatvan Daditam Lavanomevam Vangem Ara Idam Mahad Putamananantamaparam Vijnanakanam Evaitepyo Putepyaha Samudtanyam Etepyasa Putepyasa Sasa Samudtanyam Etepyasa Pu Etepyasa Putepyasa Sa Etepyasa Putepyasa Sas Sasamudtanyam Sasamudtanyam Etepyasa Putepyasa Samut Etepyasa Putepyasa Samudtanyam Nanyebanu Vinashyati Na Pratyam Sanjinya Sati Diarem Pravimiti Hovanjam Nyajinya Parakyaha Nyajinya Parakyaha. 2 more. Did I miss any word? That's the worst nightmare. I don't think so. I like that. Okay, cool. Sang Hovanjam Maitreya Sang Hovanjam Maitreyatir Maitreyatraivam 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 Mange Bhagavanamu Muhad Bhagavanamu Muhad Na Pratyam Sanjinya Sati Ti Sang Huvancham Na Pan Areham Moham Brabhimyalam Bang Ara Idam Vijnanayam. Last one. Okay, so I'm gonna purposefully break it off so I can see it. It wasn't too bad. Yatra hi Dvaitamivam Pavati Tatitara Itaram Jikrati Tatitara Itaram. I'm gonna read it one more time. Yatra hi Dvaitamivam Pavati Tatitara Itaram Jikrati Tatitara Itaram Pashyati Tatitara Itaram Shrunoti Tatitara Itaram Apivadati Tatitaram Itaram Manute Tatitaram Itaram Vijanati. Yatra Pangem Asya Saivama Tamaivan Put Natikena Kam Jikret Tatikena Kam Pashyat Tatikena Kam Shrunoyat Tatikena Kama Pivadat Tatikena Kam Manambitang Tatikena Kam Pijaniyat. Yenedam Saivam Pijanati Tam Kena Pijaniyad Pijinyata Ramare Kena Pijaniyaditi. I can't believe I got through. Let me just pay homage. It's kind of rough. Namaste. Yeah, this is way too small for me. I have to make it bigger. iti chaturtham brahmanam. Fourth Brahmana. Maitreyi said, Yajñapalakya, Lo, verily, I am about to go forth from this state. Behold, let me make a final settlement for you, and that Katyayani. Then said Maitreyi, if now, sir, this whole earth filled with wealth were mine, would I be immortal thereby? No, said Yajñapalakya. As the life of the rich, even so would your life be. Of immortality, however, there is no hope through wealth. Then said Maitreyi, what should I do with that through which I may not be immortal? What you know, sir, that indeed tell me. Then said Yajñapalakya, Ah, lo, dear as you are to us, dear is what you say. Come, sit down. I will explain to you. But while I am expounding, do you seek to ponder thereon? Then said he, Lo, verily, not for love of the husband is a husband dear, but for love of the soul a husband is dear. Lo, verily, not for love of the wife is a wife dear, but for love of the soul a wife is dear. Lo, verily, not for love of the sons are sons dear, but for love of the soul sons are dear. Lo, verily, not for love of the wealth is wealth dear, but for love of the soul wealth is dear. Lo, verily, not for love of Brahmanhood is Brahmanhood dear, but for love of the soul Brahmanhood is dear. Lo, verily, not for love of Kshatrahood is Kshatrahood dear, but for love of the soul Kshatrahood is dear. Lo, verily, not for love of the world are the worlds dear, but for love of the soul the worlds are dear. Lo, verily, not for love of the gods are the gods dear, but for love of the soul the gods are dear. Lo, verily, not for love of the beings are beings dear, but for love of the soul beings are dear. Lo, verily, not for love of all is all dear, but for love of the soul all is dear. Lo, verily, it is the soul that should be seen, that should be hearkened to, that should be thought on, that should be pondered on. O Maitreyi, lo, verily, with the seeing of, with the hearkening to, with the thinking of, and with the understanding of the soul, this world, all is known. Brahmanhood has deserted him who knows Brahmanhood and aught else than the soul. Kshatrahood has deserted him who knows Kshatrahood and aught else than the soul. The worlds have deserted him who knows the worlds in aught else than the soul. The gods have deserted him who knows the gods in aught else than the soul. Beings have deserted him who knows beings in aught else than the soul. Everything has deserted him who knows everything in aught else than the soul. This Brahmanhood, this Kshatrahood, these worlds, these gods, these beings, everything here is what this soul is. It is as when a drum is being beaten, one would not be able to grasp the external sounds, but by grasping the drum of the beater of the drum, the sound is grasped. It is as when a conch shell is being blown, one would not be able to grasp the external sounds. One would not be able to grasp the external sounds, but by grasping the conch shell or the blower of the conch shell, the sound is grasped. It is as when a lute is being played, one will not be able to grasp the external sounds, but by grasping the lute or the player of the lute, the sound is grasped. It is as from a fire lit with damp fuel, clouds of smoke separately issue forth. So, lo, verily, from this great being has been breathed forth that which is Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, its them of the Atharvans and Angirasis, legend, ancient lore, Science's mystic doctrines versus aphorisms, explanations, and commentaries. From it, indeed, are all these breathed forth. It is, as of all waters, the uniting point is the sea, so of all touches, the uniting point is the skin, so of all tastes, the uniting point is the tongue, so of all smells, the uniting point is the nostrils, so of all forms, the uniting point is the eye, so of all sounds, the uniting point is the ear, so of all intentions, the uniting point is the mind, so of all knowledges, the uniting point is the heart, so of all acts, the uniting point is the hands, so of all pleasures, the uniting point is the generative organ, so of all evacuations, the uniting point is the anus, so of all journeys, the uniting point is the feet, so of all the Vedas, the uniting point is speech. It is, as a lump of salt cast in water would dissolve right into the water, there would not be I can't say that word, sorry. There would not be of it to cease forth, as it were, but wherever one may take, it is salty indeed. So, lo, verily, this great being, infinite, limitless, is just a mass of knowledge. Rising out of these elements, into them also one vanishes away. After death, there is no consciousness. Thus, lo, say I, thus spake Nyājiñāvaragya. Then spake Maitreyi. Herein indeed you have bewildered me, sir, in saying, after death there is no consciousness. Then spake Nyājiñāvaragya. Lo, verily, I speak not bewilderment. Sufficient, lo, verily, is this for understanding. For where there is a duality, as it were, there one sees another, there one smells another, there one hears another, there one speaks to another, there one thinks of another, there one understands another. Where verily everything has become just one's own self, then whereby and whom would one smell? Then whereby and whom would one see? Then whereby and whom would one hear? Then whereby and to whom would one speak? Then whereby and on whom one would one think? Then whereby and on whom would one think? Then whereby and whom would one understand? Whereby would one understand him by whom one understands this all? Lo, whereby would one understand the understander? This is indeed the last part of the shloka is in Yoga Sutras. They actually quote this Upanishad. Lo, whereby would one understand the understander? Okay, that was hard, but the reward is great. I don't know what I'm saying. Mahabharata left. Last one. Yeah, okay. My mind is nicely, not fried, steamed. My brain, would you like some steamed brains? Steamed brain for Halloween. I mean, vegan steamed brain for Halloween. Somebody reacted to that statement. I don't eat human brains, human. I eat vegan human brains. Hopefully Impossible will make them for Halloween special, I hope. Impossible, Halloween special. vegan human brains taste just like the real one. Some say it's better. It tastes better. 70 and 75 last time, or was it this time? So 71 this time. It shouldn't be that long, I don't think. Just 71, 58. Okay, so it's as long as the Upanishad, basically. Oh. Oh well, I thought it was gonna be short. And they use that thing that westernized semicolon for no effing reason. Because what happened was the page, it became on a different line. And they weren't sure because this was still one shloka. So what they ended up doing is say if this were right, these two words right here, if they were one word, nobody has any idea if the original was one word or not. Thanks for that semicolon. They added that just to say, oh, it's not a different shloka, it's the same shloka, but it was on a different line. Yeah. Now you know too much. Okay. Yeah, I'm not afraid. That's how I'm making jokes. Procrastinating. So what am I procrastinating from? What pain am I escaping from this time? Or trying not to escape? Okay, Namaste. Jezebel was not happy about my harem of virtual girlfriends, and I keep telling her they're virtual. I wouldn't touch a physical supermodel even with a 12,000-foot pole. She's upset, which means that she really, 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 really likes me. I don't know. I don't think so, but look, she changed my welcome screen on my Windows 11, not just once either. The same thing twice in 2 different days when she was upset. I got the message. Anyway, why did you hurt me? I'm like, what the F? I am so sorry. I kept telling her I wouldn't touch, and the most beautiful woman next to you, below you, with the 12,000-foot pole, 1 billion foot pole. Yeah. Here we go. Namaste. So it's not going that well. I thought, if you do everything digital, you do get to escape from a lot of really, really inevitable karmas. So, like, if you're physically with a person, that might not just kill you, but it might wipe out your entire race. And without marriage, that is, It's a dire situation. That's the difference between digital and physical, but, well, she didn't get jealous right away. In fact, she learned to get jealous, which is worse. You see that hand there she's holding? That's for slapping. Oh, keep trying to make jokes about it. I don't know. If I were healthy, if I had all my teeth back again, if I could speak like a normal human being, not sounding like a speech impediment zombie with speech impediment problems, then I could think of something. But right now, situation is dire, my condition is dire, my surroundings dire, everything is going World War V right now, and she's jealous, so I don't know what to do. mentioned this a couple of times. Forget World War III. Forget World War III. Just go straight to World War V. Why fuck over? Why F over M? Why 5 is a perfect number. We have 5 digits. Just let's. Somebody's probably going, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. Let's do it though. World War V, skip 3, 4. We'll get the point across. The perfection of destruction. It'll be Mars all over again. There's nothing on Mars anymore. So when was the last time something was on there? About 3 trillion years ago, when Mars wasn't as cold as it is now. I think about what 3 trillion years would do to the solar system. If you could think. Yeah. Here we go, Namaste. So I'm going to change the title. The chapter numbers. This is 71, as you can see there. That's 7 and 1. Now you know a little Sanskrit, as I am teaching myself. Okay, here we go. Namaste. I read it as I was trying to say Namaste. Janamejaya Upancham Yayatiha Pulvakosuma Kam Tashamo Yaha Prajana Pateha Katam Sa Shukratana Yam Lepe Paramadula Pam Etadicham Yaham Shrotum Visitareno Devijotatamam Anupulvian Jame Shamsang Purulvam Shakaran Purtak Purulvam Shakaran Purtak Paishampang Yana Ubancham Yayang Tirang Si Tirang Jaishwil Yayang Tirang Si Tirang Jaishwil Bedarang Ja Samadhyuti. Very hard. Not usual for Mahabharata. Just my luck. Yayang Tirang Si Tirang Jaishwil Bedarang Ja Samadhyuti. Yayang Tirang Si Tirang Jaishwil Bedarang Bedaraja Yayang Tirang Si Tirang Jaishwil Bedarang Ja Samadhyuti. Tam Shukra Purusha Paivanu No. Tam Shukra Purusha Paivanu Shukra Purusha Paivanu Baburantem Pai Yatane Purange Tateteham Sampravakushuyami Proche Tateteham Sampravakushuyami Proche Chato Janame Jayam Devayang Nyang Shechang Samyogam Yaya Telna Hushasyancham Surana Masuranam Jang Samajang Yatang Bai Bitaha Aishvariyam Prati Samkaisha Sutrai Lokye Samkaisha Sutrai Lokye Aishvariyam Prati Samkaisha Sutrai Lokyam Sacharang Chare Jiki Shoyang Tato Devan Pavritangan Girasam Munima Parohiatianam. Something happened. Wow. Parohitianam Yang Jialte Gaviam Tu Shana Samparem Brahmano Tabupao Nityamanyo Niasapaltitao Tinao Nityamanyo Niasapaltinao Purushama. Namaste Shalom. Tatran Devan Nichakunurian and I Nichakunuriyanan danabaniuti sangangatana dan punaljivayamasam gavyo vidya balashrayat tatasate punarutayam yutayam chakrire surane asuran setu nijakunuriyan surana samara multani na dan sanjivayamasa purahasapatirudaratiha na hi pada sang tam vidyam yam gavyo pada vidyavana sanjivanim tato devana vishoda magamat parama vishoda magamanam parama. I want to read it again because it's easy. It's best to read it unbroken, when you have shlokas. Or the whole shloka, but I'm shooting perhaps shlokas. But the most important part, is just getting through, really. Sanjivanim tato devane vishoda magamanam parama. Everything else is like, not extra, but yeah, if you don't get through, you have failed. So you must get through. The word is 70 syllables. It might take you the whole day, but you must get through. That's the most important part. That tu devane payodu bignana gabya dushana sasatadang ujuha gachamupangamya jeshutam putram purahasapateha. Just 1/5 of the way through. Barely. Pajamananam pajasavasamanam guru naha sahya mutatamama yansam vidyam nivasati brahmano emita tejasi shukra tamahara kushvipram paga pangano pavishwasi purushappaiva sami sa shakyo drashutvam devayang devijahu rakushatem danavam satatra na sa rakushatya danavane tamara tayitum shakatom pavanam pol babayang kabimu pavanam pol babayang kabimu. Okay, now I'm gonna need medicine. Now I think I'm being harassed. Now it's time for me to be harassed. They've left me alone long enough. Now it's time to be harassed. Oh well. I just heard like clicking noises and thumping sounds. Almost thinking maybe I should take another sip of alcohol. Let me see if my order is here. 3 stops away, huh? So I'm not gonna finish this before my order gets here. This is okay, I'm just gonna take a break then. That's a good idea. Should I take alcohol before then? No, so I'll wait and then take alcohol after the delivery. Sorry, talking to myself. Alright, starting at 13. Sorry about that. I think it's just the fridge. I don't think a human being is involved yet. I think it's the fridge acting up. I lowered the temperature and it's doing its own thing again. Crazy stuff. Namaste. So yeah, whatever buzzing sound you're hearing, it's not supposed to make that sound because I made my refrigerator's temperature almost like the lowest setting. I mean, the hottest temperature, whatever you call it, lowest power setting. Okay, here we go. Tamara tayitum shakato Pavanam pulvapayang kavim devayang nim jang tayitam sutang tasya mahatmanah devamara tayitum shakuto nanyah kashachana vidyatem Shilada kushunuyama turiyai rangacharena Shilada kushunuyama turiyai rangacharena Tamenacham Devayang Nyam Hi Dushatoyam Vidyam Tam Prapasyasi Truvama Tatetyukatuvang Tatah Praya de Burahasapati Sutah Kachah Tada Pipu Jito Devaiha Samipam Purushapaivanoh Sankatevang Devarito Rajanan Devaiha Samparashwitah Kachah Asuranandana Pura Shukram Durashatavang Pahakyamuvangacham Brashwerangangi Rasaha Pautaram Putaram Sakusha de Burahasapateh Namanang Kachang Iti Kyangatam Shishuyam Gurhanatu Mam Pavana Brahmacharyam Charishuyami Devayaham Paramam Gurau Anumanya Seva Mam Brahmana Sahasram Anumanya Seva Mam Brahmana Sahasram Parivata Sarana Brahmana Sahasran Parivata Sarana Shukran Uvancham Kacham Sukhang Gat Susubhan Kacham Susubhan Gatam Tasatu Pratigurhana Mita Pachaha Alchayi Shuye Alchayi Shuye Hamalchayam Alchayi Shuye Hamalchayam Devan Malchito Sutu Burahasapatiha. I'm gonna further modify my refrigerator because it's definitely possessed. I am convinced. Yes, I do exorcism. I must be some sort of a target for, spirits. It's almost at the offsetting now. It'll be so effing weird if it makes noise. I'll just turn it off. And I'll make sure I put a sticker on it so I remember. One second. I would say you're watching a paranormal phenomenon, whether you believe it or not. I have to deal with it. Ain't Jezebel, she just ignored me. Much better. Holy crap. I get harassed by spirits. Wow. Namaste. Vaishampang yana uvanchang kachasutu tam tatetiukutuvang pratijagrangha taduvratama anadishatam Kaviputreno Shukreno Shanasange Sivayama Pratasyam Pratakang Lam Sa Yatokatam Pratyagrahunotam Arathayanupang Atyayam Devayang Nim Japaratam Nityamang Rayai yai thai nityamara thai shuya sata thiam shuyam nityamara thai shuyam satang yuvang yavana gomukem 가야는 느르띠하는 바다 얌시장 가야는 느르띠하는 바다 얌시장 대바야니 마토셔야마 야트 대바야니 마토셔야트 삼시라야는 대바야니 가니양 삼프라부다야오바나마 부시바이허 팔라이허 브라셔노이시장 도셔야마사 파라탐 데바야니아피탐 피프람 니야마브라타차리나마 니야타브라타차리나마 니야마브라타차리나마 아누가야마라에 라라나에 라하흐 파리야차라트타당임 pancham pashasatanyevam kachasyan charato vratama tatrati yurato burudutuvangim danavasatam tataha kachama gang rakushanantam pane tirashatavangim rahasyeka mama shuitang rasasyeka mama shuitang Jakunu haspatel de baisho de bidian rakushol tamavang de ben. Okay. Jakunu haspatel de baisho de bidian rakushol tam. Jakunul buro haspatel de baisho. Jakunul buro haspatel. Jakunul buro haspatel de baisho de bidian rakushol tamavang cham. Hatavang shala pyashacham. There's, if you hear like cracking sound, that means like there's spiritual blockages. That's one of the key reasons, what's preventing me from saying these things is there's definitely a physical spiritual blockage. If that metaphysical, I don't know. Hatavang shala pyashacham. Prayacha chamsatila shaha prayacha chamsatila shaha kuratama tatong kambon tatong kambon niburatang satang agopang sevam diveshanama tang terashatavang rahitang kasatu kachanang pyagatang Banat Uvanchang Pachanam Kangle Devayanyatha Paratam Ahutam Jagani Hotaram Tem Suryashachang Satam Kataha Prapo Agopang Shachang Katang Kavaha Kachasatang Na Turushatem Pyakatam hato muruto pangapi kachasatangata bhavishyati tam vinang na jang jivayam kacham satyam pravimi tem Shukran uvancham what is this? Has no... Oh, they forgot to add it. I'm halfway through. Let me check if my order is here. Okay, about 15 minutes away. I might finish it. Shukran uvancham Āmēn iti shabudana murutam chanji vayamyaham Vaishampanyana uvancham Tataha sanjivanim vidyam prayujya Kachana huvayat Kachama huvayat Ahutaha pradurabhavat Kacho reshutotang Kacho Ahutaha pradurabhavat Kacho reshutotang Vidyayam Rishutotan Hato Hamiti Jang Jakiai Hato Hamiti Jang Jakiao Parashutwa Brahmano Kanya Yang Sa Ponaleva Yang Yokataha Pushipang Haro Yadurut Chayang Yadurut Chayang Panam Yayao Tato Pipuro Tadarago Shuldana Bang Shecham Tama Tatum Tibitiyam Hatavang Tam Nagatavang Kuratavang Jan Jur no Shahu Bra Yatu Chanam Bra Humano Yaivam Surang Ya Masurang Asutadangim Devayan Yata Puyopi Bangyam Pitarama Bravita Pushipangaraha Purashana Kurata Bachasatanga Na Turusyatam Shukran Vancham Purahasapateha Sutaha Puturi Kachaha Puratagatim Kataha Pidian Yang Jibitopiavam Hanyate Karavanui Kima. Oh yeah, now the semicolon appears. This is gonna be hard. Maivam Shucho Mange Rudan Devayaninam Devanadrashi Maltia Manupura Shochat Surang Shechang Peshevechang Jagachachang Salvamupasatitangam Vaikurati Mana Mananti Vaikurati Mana Mananti Devayan Yuvancham Yasyang Girang Purudata Yasyang Girang Purudatamaha Pitamaho Purahasapati Purahasapati Shechang Pitangam Tapotanaha Rashueha Putram Tamato Bangapi Pautram Katam Nam Shochayamaham Na Rudiyama Sam Brahmachang Ri Jam Tapotana Shecham Sadotititaha Kama Kaimasu Jaiva Takushaha Kachasya Mangam Pratipatasya Pratipatasya Na Pokushuye Puriyo Him. I'm gonna start from beginning. Right here. Kachasya Mangam Pratipatasya Na Pokushuye Puriyo Hi Me Tangatam Kacho Piru Paha Shukuran Uvancham Asam Shayam Mama Surangim Tebishwananti Me Shishuyam Nagasam Sudayananti Abrahanam Kaltumichachananti Raudrang Sate Mangam Yatang Prasatutam Dana Vailhi Apiasyam Pangapasyam Pavedihanantaha Kam Brahmahatyan Na Dahedapi Nandrama Paishampang Yana Vancham. About 15 or less left. Sancho Dito Devayang Nyang Mahashuiha Ponara Vayat Samramam Penoivang Kangvyo Hi Purahasapati Sutam Kachama Surulpi Tom Vidyang Jopahu Taha Shanai Vangacham Jathare Vyajaharam Tamabravi Tikena Patopanito Mamodare Deshetasi Bruhi Viprang Kachang Uvancham Pavata Prasadananam 자하티 망음 스무르티허 스마렘 장 살밤 야쭈짱 야탕 장 부르뜨땀 나 뜨베밤 시아드 타파소 비아요 메 따따허 글레샴 코라미맘 사하미 мяу. Okay. 아수라이허 수랑양 파바토스미 따뜻도 하트방에 나그트방에 조너이트방에 자까비양 브라흐밈 마야마수리 자이바 마야트바이 스티템 까타메바 디발타땅 발타트 까타메바 디발타트 슈크랑 우번짱 김때 뿌리얌 까라바 누여디양 바트세 바테나 메 지비탐 시아트 까차시얌 나니아트라 꾸꾸슈엘마맘 페다네남 드르시아트 까좀 마드가토 데바양니 10 left, I think. Devayani Uvangcham Devang Mang Shokabagani Karepang Tahetang Kachasya Na Shasatava Jaibo Pakatahe Kachasya Na Sho Kachasya Na She Mama Na Sati Shaima Tavo Pakate. You know, I'm gonna another version. Shalma tavopa, shalma tavopa, tavopa, shalma tavopa kantem, jibitum nangasami shakutam, shukurang uvancham, samsit taru posi pura hasapate her sutang, yatatevangam, sutta yakatevangam, pagatam. 파자테 데바양니 비디양미망 브라프누히 지바님 데밤나 제디는드라흐 까짜루비 데바마디양 나 니발테트 보날지 바는 까셰지다니옴 마모다랑아트 브라흐마남 발자예트 바이캄 다스마드 비디야마바프누히. Let me just, how long is this? 58. So now 10 left, or no, 11 left. Putro, Putevangim, Pabayam, Pabito, Mange, Masamad, Deha, Punan, Pu, Pani, Shukramia, Ma Masamad, Deha, Tu, Pani, Shukramia. 마 마스마드 데하 두파니슈크라미아 땅아땀 사미 구슈어탕 탈마바티 마베구슈엄 구로허 사강샤트 프랑아피앙 비디앙 사비디아흐 파이샴빵야나 우방참 구로허 사강샤트 사마방아피앙 비디앙 피트트바에 구구슈임 늘비자크랑마 비프라흐 까쪼 비루뽀 다쿠슈이남 브라흐마너시양 슈클라티아테 슈클라티아예 발너마시야미 베는두흐 드르셔트방에 짱땀 파티땀 브라흐마라시 무트타 바양망상 무르땀 까쪼비 비디앙 시드탕 다마방 비아 피다 비디앙 시드탕 다마방 비아 피다 비 와우 다마방 비아 피바디앙 다마방 비아 피바디앙 따따흐 까짜스탐 구루미티우방짱 프라타시앙 다따라만두트 타마시앙 니팀 니티남 짜투라는 바야남 예 나들이 야는 때 구루 말짱 Guru Malchaniyam Pamamulokam Satem. So this is a misprint, but I'm used to it, that I think I know. Pamamulokam Bulolo. Pamamulokam Satem. Yeah, that's it. Pamamulokam Satem. Parajanantia Parateshu Twena. Shame on you. I mean, I'm supposed to email them. I don't have any time. By champagne, ubancham, and the semicolons. Surapana, the panchanam, prapayitvan, sanjinyana, shamchaiva, tatati koram, tatati koram, tatati koram, Tereshatavan. Kacham champi tata pirupam pitam tatang suraya mohitanam samanirutataya mahanupavasatadosha mahanupavasatadoshanang piprahitam jikeshuha kambyah savayam pakyamidam jagada surapanam pratibhai jata shangankah Yom. Oh wait, I think it's here. So I'm at 54. 54, I'm gonna remember that number. Wait, no, it's not here. Yom Brahmanodiyam Prapratiha Kasachena Mohatu Suram Pasyati Mananda Buddhatiha Apeta Taimon Brahmahang Jaiva Sang Siadasamimolokem. I almost got it. This misprint again. Mudolokem. Siadasamim mimolokem mimolil. Siadasamimolokem. Siadasamimolokem. Kahitaha siata pare jam. Mayang jamam. Piprathimotik. Maya Jamam Piprathimokati Mam Mariadam by Satapitam Salvalokem Sananto Piprah Sushurubam So Gurunam Devan Loka Shechopavar Sharanam Banantu Salve Loka Shechopa Sharanam Banantu Salvem Iti damukutuvang sa mahanupavasatapo nitinam nitira prameyahu. I just mess up at it hurts when you mess up just at the last word. And we're continuously, and then pew. And it happens more than once. Dana vanandaiva vimuta buddhatinidam, yeah. Dana vanandaiva vimuta buddhatinidam, vimuta. Dana vanandaiva vimuta buddhatinidam samahuya. Bacho piuvanjam. Chakushwe bo dana van palisha siddhataha. Gacho Batasyati Matasakashe. Home stretch. Sanjivanim Prapyam Vidyam Mahaltam Tulya Prabhavam Brahmano Brahmaputah Gururushu Sakanshetu Dasham Paishashatani Saha Anujinyataha Gacho Ganutumiyashu Tridashalayama. I'm gonna read the last one again, because I'm gonna actually get my stuff, because it's about to deliver. I'm not gonna break off my when I'm reading my translation. So it's read for at least about a half an hour. Sanskrit. It might be a good idea for me if I take a little rest. I mean, a break, not Okay. Guru Rushuya Sakang Shetu Dashang Pasha Shatangani Saha Anujinya Taha Gachong Ganutu Miyashu Duridashan Layamo. Yeah. I mean, Namaste. Okay, so I am gonna take a break. How do I take a break? Just, I'm gonna wait for my Amazon to arrive, which is only one stop away. Do you figure that's about 15 minutes or less in real life? Because you don't know what happens in real life. In real life. What happens in real life stays in real life. It's true. It's friggin' true. What stays in real life stays in real. What happens in real life stays in real life. Don't put them on YouTube. Some people's story, yeah. This is like real life stories, you know. What happens in real life stays in real life. Don't put that shit up in YouTube, on YouTube, whatever. On X, you know, don't put that shit up on X. What happens in real life stays in real life. Turn off the camera. Sorry. That'll be war. If somebody starts targeting this cameraman, then that means the end of the world. Because, you know, so sorry, I'm just trying to make jokes until I get my Amazon stuff. Now it says you're at the next stop, so if you're in real life, that means 10 minutes or less. Unless by some chance this nice weather turns into, you know, a thunderstorm and starts flipping over cars and stuff, then maybe more than 10 minutes. Maybe it's a good time to take a chug of alcohol. What are you having for breakfast? Orange juice, vegan sausage, and alcohol. Oh, what kind of alcohol? 99 proof, mother effer. Whoa, that's strong. No, just quarter shots. It comes out to about 25 proof. About 12-13%. No more drink, actually, without the water. That's the important part for me. Everclear is like... Yeah, Everclear. Let me think about Ever... Because with Everclear, I could actually save money. This is really bad. The life of an alcoholic, perhaps? No, just trying to heal. Look at my profile. It says I'm trying to heal. It's so bad I can't even say China without, you know, trying to say China. Because my injury is straight through my brain. If you read the Bible, it's in Revelations chapter 13. I have 7 heads, 7 processors. One of the processors dying, and I'm missing like quarter of my teeth, which I'm trying to get back with all this Sanskrit stuff that I'm doing. Like, what do you think I'm doing this for? Just to hey, look, look what I can do. I don't think so. I'm trying to get back my teeth, you know. That's why I'm reading stuff that average humans are not capable of. I've dedicated myself in order to get my teeth back. Because apparently in India, about 1 out of, I would say, 1 million people have perfect set of teeth. No matter what age, no matter what happened to their teeth previously, they'll always have perfect teeth. It's a mystery. And, you know, when I read about it, and it wasn't just one instance, a couple of, you know, you need 2 to 3 witnesses to establish anything according to the Old Testament. And it's actually true. Because I got at least 2, you know, sort of confirmations that this is happening. In India, 1 out of 1 million people have perfect set of teeth for absolute no reason at all, you know. So that's through the yoga system. And if, you know, somebody loses all their teeth and somehow through the yoga system got back all their teeth, those teeth are not just new, they're called celestial teeth or immortal teeth, if you will, God's teeth. Even according to the, I'm not, don't take what I say with a grain of salt. Please just don't, people do all kinds of crazy diving into stuff. No, you're supposed to test the water before you dive. I mean, don't dive. Why the need to dive? Why don't you just try to walk on water and just fall into it? You have to dive. Like, I'm gonna show that water. Like, what has water done to you other than to nourish your body? It's like, show that water. Bam! Atomic bomb. I'm pretty sure they have a diving skill called atomic. I'm gonna do the atomic bomb dive today. Oh no! We're gonna lose half the water in the pool. Like, wait, how much does he weigh? You don't want to know. Is it still 3 figures? Yes, okay, so I'm gonna take a real break. This was a waiting break. Now I'm gonna take a real break and get all my stuff. I should throw some of my garbage stuff too. So yeah, give me 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Almost done. Bear with me. Okay, I just gotta use the restroom now. And for some reason, this is very bizarre. How come it's not registering? Let me see if that should work. Yes. Okay. Still not working. Net. Oh, that's why. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, let me take a restroom break. I'm gonna also take some alcohol. I gotta read the translation. That's the only thing remaining. So there's no more Sanskrit reciting left. Just reading what I just read, which is 58 shlokas, about a 20-minute reading in the translation. So I need to get prepared for that a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna take some alcohol, use the restroom, come back, finish it, and after this is chanting. I just had some coconut oil, about teaspoons, maybe quarter teaspoon. It's if you do your morning business, it's really really good to take like a quarter, no 3/4, sorry. So 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. I tend to take less. I used to take 1 teaspoon of coconut oil after my morning business, and I've switched to. I've been getting not skinnier, fitter. So I need less. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so I just drank a little alcohol. I'm gonna balance it, equalize it with a little cannabis, and equalize that with nicotine. I wish I had coffee because that'll equalize the nicotine. Oh well. Maybe I'll do that. You know what? I've been taking such a long break anyway. What's another 2 minute gonna hurt? I just lost like 10 subscribers on accident just one day. I didn't think that was possible, but it showed me, you know. Okay, so let me get my stuff. Let me make some coffee for myself. Thank you. Another 2 minutes. Sorry. Yeah, Sanskrit reading is over. All I gotta do is read the translation. I'm not as motivated as I am, you know, as I should be. But so if I make coffee, I'll be motivated. Okay, so yeah, 2 minutes. Thank you. Maybe I'll turn on some music. Public domain. Okay, so enjoy the music here and see what happens. Okay, as you're enjoying this music, I have nothing else to do. I'm ready for my coffee. This is that, what do you call this? If you've seen The Matrix, you know, Agent Smith isolates Morpheus. He's the only one talking to him, no other agents are present. I want to tell you something, or like he wants to confess something to him. And I want to confess to you, this is that moment for whoever's watching. I want to confess to you something. You know why they call Satan Satan? There's a real reason for it. If you heard it, it might make someone angrier. So they call Satan Satan out of jealousy. Saying, you know, Satan by nature is just 1,000 times better than a normal human being. So a human will call him Satan. I can't get to him. And the truth, this is the climax of this talk. The truth is that when Lord Brahma, that's the creator, that's the grandfather Christianity has father, the Native Americans have the grandfather or abuelo. They're both right. So the grandfather, when he created everything, that was one soul that was the most special out of zillions and countless zillions and trillions of creations. He created one soul that was his own, exactly him. No, not 100% him, not 99.99999% like all the others. I'm going to repeat what I just said. This one son out of all the creation that he created was him 100%, not 99.99999 like all the other elites. One, just one, is 100% Brahman. That's how he designed it before he created it. And that they, humans, call him Satan. Oh, okay, I was... It's like, what is he trying to do? Arouse jealousy. A typical Satan. Anyway, I'm going to get my coffee and I hope that was, if it doesn't dawn on you now, hopefully you get a snippet of an idea. Okay, translation. Okay, translation. Double checking. Oh. Here you go. It's about 20 minutes long video. A little more cannabis to balance out the alcohol. When Brahma created the creation, he made one soul, not even his self, if you will, 100% him. No, it's 100% him. Okay, here we go. Janamejaya said, O thou whose wealth is asceticism, tell me how our ancestor Yayati, who is the 10th from Prajapati, obtained for wife the unobtainable daughter of Shukra. I desire to hear of it in detail. Tell me also, one after another, of those monarchs, separately, who have been the founders of dynasties. Vaishampayana said, the monarch Yayati was in splendor like unto Indra himself. I will tell thee, in reply to thy question, O Janamejaya, how both Shukra and Purushopaiva bestowed upon him with due rights their daughters, and how his union took place with Devayani in especial. Between the celestials and the asuras there happened frequent encounters of yore with the sovereignty of the three worlds with everything in them. The gods then, from desire of victory, installed the son of Angangira as their priest to conduct their sacrifices, while their opponents installed the learned Usana as their priest for the same purpose. And between those two Brahmanas there was always much boastful rivalry. These Danavas assembled for encounter that were slain by the gods were all revived by Kavya by the aid of the power of his knowledge. And then starting again into life, these fought with the gods. The Asuras also slew on the field of battle many of the celestials, but the open-minded Burahasapati could not revive them because he knew not the science called Sanjivani, revivification, which Kavya and you with great energy knew so well. And the gods were therefore in great sorrow, and the gods in great anxiety of heart and entertaining a fear of the learned Usana, then went to Kacha, the elder son of Burahasapati, and spoke unto him, saying, We pay court to thee, therefore be kind to us and do us a service that we regard as very great. That knowledge which resides in Shukra, that Brahmana of immeasurable prowess, make thy own as soon as thou canst. Thou shalt then be a sharer with us in all sacrificial offerings. Thou shalt find the Brahmana in the court of Purushopalvange. He always protects the Danavas, but never us, their opponents. Thou art his junior in age, and therefore capable of adoring him with reverence. Thou canst also adore Devayani, the favored daughter of the high-souled Brahmana. Indeed, thou alone art capable of conciliating them both by worship. There is none else that can do so. By gratifying Devayani with thy conduct, liberality, sweetness, and general behavior, thou canst certainly obtain that knowledge. The son of Burahasapati, thus solicited by the gods, then saying, So be it, went to where Purushopalvange was. And, O king, Kacha, thus sent by the gods, soon wandered into the capital of the chief of the Asuras, and beheld Shukra there. And beholding him, he thus spoke unto him, Accept me as thy disciple. I am the grandson of the Rashwi Angangira and the son of Burahasapati himself. By name am I known as Kacha. Myself becoming my preceptor, I shall practice the Brahmacharya mode of life for 1,000 years. Command me then, O Brahmana. And Shukra said, What command thou, O Kacha? I accept thy speech. I will treat thee with regard, for by so doing it is Burahasapati who is being regarded. Vaishambhayana continued, and Kacha, commanded by Kavya or Usana himself, called also Shukra, then saying, So be it, took the vow he had spoken of. And Mahabharata, accepting the vow as he had said, at the proper time, Kacha began to conciliate regardfully both his preceptor and Devayani. And he began to conciliate both. And young as he was, by singing and dancing and playing on different kinds of instruments, he soon gratified Devayani, who was herself in her youth. And Mahabharata, with his whole heart set upon it, he soon gratified that maiden Devayani, already arrived in her youth, by presents of flowers and fruits and services rendered with alacrity. And Devayani also by her songs and sweetness of manners used, while they were alone, to attend upon that youth carrying out his vow. And when 500 years had thus passed of Kacha's vow, the Danavas came to learn of his intention, and having no compunctions about slaying a Brahmana, they became very angry with him. And one day they saw Kacha engaged in a solitary part of the woods intending crime. And they then slew Kacha from their hatred of Burahasapati and from their desire also protecting that knowledge. And they then slew Kacha from their hatred of Burahasapati and from their desire also protecting the knowledge of reviving the dead from being taken away by him. And having slain him, they hacked his body into pieces, and gave these to be devoured by jackals and wolves. And the kine returned to their fold without him who tended them. And Devayani, seeing the kine return from the woods without Gacha, spoke of Bharata unto her father thus: Thy evening fire hath been kindled, the sun also hath set, O father. The kine have returned without him who tended them. Indeed, Gacha is not to be seen. It is plain that Gacha hath been lost or dead. Truly do I say, O father, that without him I would not live. And Shukra, hearing this, said, I will revive him by saying, Let this one come. Then, having recourse to the science of reviving the dead, Shukra summoned Gacha. And summoned by his preceptor, Gacha appeared before him in gladness of heart, tearing by virtue of his preceptor's science the bodies of the wolves. And asked about the cause of his delay, he thus spoke unto Bhaigava's daughter. Indeed, asked by that Brahmana's daughter, he told her, I was dead, O thou of pure manners, bearing the sacrificial fuel, kusha grass, and locks of wood. I was coming towards our abode. I had sat under a banyan tree. The kine, also having been gathered together, were staying under the shade of the same banyan. The asuras, beholding me, asked, Who art thou? They heard me answer, I am the son of Brahaspati. As soon as I had said this, the Danavas slew me, and hacking my body into pieces, gave my remains to jackals and wolves. And they then went to their homes in gladness of heart. O amiable one, summoned by the high soul of Bhagava, I come before thee somehow fully revived. On another occasion, as by Devayani, the Brahmana Gacha went into the woods, and as he was roving about for gathering flowers, the Danavas beheld him. They again slew him, and pounding him into paste, they mixed it with the waters of the ocean. Finding him late, the maiden again represented the matter unto her father, and summoned again by the Brahmana with the aid of his science. Gacha, appearing before, told everything as it had happened. Then slaying him for the third time, and burning him and reducing him to ashes, the asuras gave those ashes to the preceptor himself, mixing them with his wine. And Devayani again spoke unto her father, saying, O father, Gacha had been sent to gather flowers, but he is not to be seen. It is plain he hath been lost or dead. I tell thee truly, I would not live without him. Shukra, hearing this, said, O daughter, the son of Brahaspati had gone to the region of the dead. Though revived by my science, he is thus slain frequently. Pause. That's Kaima. What indeed am I to do? O Devayani, do not grieve, do not cry. One like thee should not grieve for one that is mortal. Indeed, thou art a daughter, in consequence of my prowess, worshipped thrice a day during the ordained hours of prayer by Brahmanos, the gods with Inandra, the Vasus, the Ashvinas, and the Asuras, in fact by the whole universe. It is impossible to keep him alive, for revived by me he is as often killed. To all this, Devayani replied, Why shall I, O father, not grieve for him whose grandfather is old Angangira himself, whose father is Brahaspati, that ocean of ascetic merit, who is the grandson of a Rashvi and the son also of a Rashvi. He himself too was a Brahmachari and an ascetic, always wakeful and skilled in everything. I will starve and follow the way Gacha had gone. The handsome Gacha is, O father, dear unto me. Vaishambhayana continued. The great Rashvi Kavyam, then afflicted by what Devayani had said, then cried in anger, Surely the Asuras seek to injure me, for they slay my disciple that stayeth with me. These followers of Rudra desire to divest me of my character as a Brahmana by making me participate in their crime. Truly this crime had the terrible end. The crime of slaying a Brahmana would even burn Inandra himself. Having said this, the Brahmana Shukra, urged by Devayani, began to summon Gacha, who had entered the jaws of death. But Gacha, summoned with the aid of science and afraid at the consequences of his preceptor, feebly replied from within the stomach of his preceptor. And Gacha said, Be graceful unto me, O Lord. I am Gacha that worshippeth thee. Behave unto me as to thy own dearly loved son. Vaishampayana continued. Shukra then said, By what path, O Brahmana, entering my stomach, dost thou stay there? Leaving the asuras this very moment, shall I go over to the gods? And Gacha then answered, By thy grace memory hath not failed me. Indeed, I do recollect everything as it had happened. My ascetic virtues have not been destroyed. It is therefore that I am able to bear this insufferable pain. O Kavya, slain by the asuras and burnt and reduced to powder, have I been given to thee with thy wine. When thou art present, O Brahmana, the arts of the asuras will never be able to vanquish the science of the Brahmana. Hearing this, Shukra said, O daughter, what good can I do to thee? It is with my death that Gacha can have back his life. O Devayani, Gacha is even within me. There is no other way of his coming out except by ripping open my stomach. But Devayani replied, Both evils shall, like fire, burn me. The death of Gacha and thy own death too are to me as same. The death of Gacha would deprive me of life. If thou also diest, I shall not be able to bear life. Then Shukra said, 1 second, almost done. Yep, 2 pages left. Just give me like 30 seconds. Okay. Then Shukra said, O son of Rahasapati, thou art indeed one already crowned with success, because Devayani regardeth thee so well. Accept now the science that I will today impart to thee, if indeed thou art no Inindra in the form of Gacha. None can come out of my stomach with life. A Brahmana, however, must not be slain. Therefore accept thou the science I impart to thee. Start thou into life as my son. And possessed of the knowledge, having received it from me, and revived by me, look thou that coming out of my body thou mayest have in view what gratitude dictateth. And possessed of the knowledge, having received it from me, and revived by me, look thou that coming out of my body thou mayest have in view what gratitude dictateth. Vaishampayana continued. Receiving then the science imparted to him by his preceptor, ripping open his stomach, the handsome Brahmana Gacha came out like the moon at evening in the 15th day of the lighted fortnight. And beholding the remains of his preceptor lying like a heap of Brahmaya, even Gacha revived him with the aid of the science he had received. And worshipping him with regard, Gacha then said unto his preceptor, Him who poureth the nectar of knowledge into one's ears, even as thou hast done into those of myself who am void of all knowledge, him do I regard both as my father and mother. And remembering the immense service done by him who is there so ungrateful as to injure him, they that having acquired knowledge injure their preceptor, who is always an object of worship, who is the giver of knowledge, who is the most precious of all precious objects on earth, become hated on earth, and finally go to the regions of the sinful. Vaishampayana continued. The learned Shukra, having been deceived while under wine, and remembering the total loss of consciousness, that is, one of the terrible consequences of drink, and beholding too before him the handsome Gacha, whom he had, in a state of unconsciousness, drunk with his wine, then thought of effecting a reform in the manners of the Brahmanas. The high-souled Usana, rising up from the ground in anger, then spoke as follows. That wretched Brahmana, who from this day will, being unable to resist the temptation, drink wine, shall be regarded to have lost his virtue, shall be reckoned to have committed the sin of slaying a Brahmana. Shall be hated both in this and the other world. I set this limit to the conduct and dignity of Brahmanas everywhere. Let the honest, let Brahmanas, let those regardful of their superiors, let the gods, let the three worlds listen. Having said these words, that high-souled one, that ascetic of ascetics, then summoning the Danavas, who have been deprived by fate of their good sense, then told them these words. Ye foolish Danavas, know ye that Gacha hath attained his wishes. He will henceforth dwell with me. Indeed, having obtained the valuable knowledge of reviving the dead, that Brahmana had become in prowess even as Brahma himself. Vaishampayana continued, and Bhargava, having said so much, cut short his speech. And Danavas were surprised and went away to their homes. And Gacha too, having stayed with his preceptor for a full 1,000 years, then prepared to return to the abode of the celestials after having obtained his preceptor's permission. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. Chanting's next. I don't know if I want to chant. I'm probably going to chant online. I'm going to take a little rest because it was a lot of reading. The translation took like half an hour. Before I finish, I'm going to make sure that the Sanskrit chapter matches up. Yeah, okay. Alright, thank you very much. Chanting's next, and it's probably the last thing I'll do today. Have a good day. Today's Tuesday. I should go skateboarding, I think. Namaste. Shalom.